Alright, here we are back in the shed again. It's the next day after the previous video. As you can see, there's a bunch of stuff in my way again, because everything that doesn't have a home yet got shoved back in here for the night after I was done working yesterday. We have a bee down here hanging out with us today, so I might get stung. Probably not. Bees are usually fine as long as you don't bother them. People freak out over them, but 99% of the time, you just leave the bee alone, the bee leaves you alone. So we'll leave him alone until we can't. For now, however, I got to get things out of here. One thing, you aren't going to be able to see it well right now, but we do have a new toy. You can see the handle here in front of me. This is a riding lawnmower jack. You put two of the wheels from the mower on it, either your front wheels or your back wheels, depending on what you need to do. And you jack it up, you lock the thing in place so that it can't come back down, and yeah, away you go. It's going to make working on the lawn tractors a lot easier. For now, however, it needs to be not in our way. Alright, so there's the basic few things out of our way where we actually have some room to get in here. Goals for today. Camera gear. Goals for today are to continue the cleanup, but also to begin restoration of this. I took it apart off camera. It is a vise. I was able to get it completely apart without having to resort to any heat or anything. It is very rusty though, and I don't have any like evapor rust or anything, so I'm gonna have to wire wheel the whole thing. It's gonna be kind of painful, but gotta do what we gotta do. And I had it on this pig mat because I'd sprayed it with so much penetrating oil to get it apart that it was making a mess. So we'll throw that in our garbage can. Alrighty. So yeah, that's part of the plan. It was originally blue. I don't know what color I'm going to paint it. I got lots of choices, as you guys will have seen from the video I recorded yesterday, which these will probably come out at least several days apart, possibly a week apart. But yeah, so in addition to the continued cleanup, that's going to happen. I would also like to get the firewood and everything stacked up as it should be, and move forward from there. I did learn yesterday off camera. I was working on the chain a little bit, trying to get the hook on. I did get one of mine, but I learned the press sits too low. I'm gonna have to put some cribbing underneath of it to raise it up, because right now it sits way too low. I had to actually be down on my knees to use it, and to use it comfortably for my upper body, but that's not great on my old man knees. So that's going to get changed. Yeah, I think that's pretty much everything of importance. Yeah. I did finally figure out where the permanent home for the welder is going to be. It's going to be in this front corner up here where my trash can's at currently. I'll have to move my tool chest over just a little bit, which is no big deal, and then get that in the corner. And the reason for putting it in that front corner is to allow it to be used out here. It has very long leads on it, but I want to be able to take those leads and work around in the yard as necessary. Ideally, I would leave it right here, but that interferes with the rack here for hand tools like shovels and whatnot, and it's just not really convenient. I might change my mind on that, but that's what I figured out so far. Oh, there's the bee. He might even be on camera now. Oh, and there he goes. He's out of here. One thing I didn't mention in yesterday's video, even though it was on the video, I did get my international sign here hung up. Got something on it. I'm going to have to clean it already. You guys probably noticed this in the background from many videos, but I don't think I've talked about it previously. But yeah, she's up on the wall now. I'll get other signs and have them all over the place in here, probably on the inside of the garage door and everything as well. Garage door needs a lot of cleanup and work before I do much with it though. And I want to finish the ceiling in here as well. We've talked about that previously. Yeah, I do need to get some 12-foot 2x4s to go across underneath of the rafters here under the door guides. I should be able to get 1, 2, 3 of them in. I don't think I'll be able to get a 4th one in because of the curvature there, but that should be enough for me to build a ceiling that goes all the way out to at least here. It helps keep some of the dust and crud from falling down from above. I have a bunch of 2x4s up here, but they're only 8-footers. This is a 12-foot wide space here, so yeah, definitely need to buy some 12-footers. That's not my main concern today, of course. My main concern today is the continued cleaning. Apparently there's multiple bees in here. I think they're honeybees. That's what they look like in motion anyway. It's easiest to tell obviously when they land. You may not have noticed, but I'm pretty sure I've talked about it. A couple of the cans I put up there are actually high heat for the wood stove. They are up to 2,000 degrees where they won't peel off. So at some point we will also be cleaning up the wood stove. Hello, Mr. B. Goodbye, Mr. B. That might even happen today. I don't know yet. But it'd be nice to get the wood stove all cleaned up, taken care of, painted, you know, all those fun things, right? This needs to go with me back up north to my mom's house where I have my semi parked. It is the cover for the Wow. It is the cover for the battery box. I tried to put those two words together. And so we need to be able to deal with that. So yeah, there you go. There's our agenda for the day. I'm going to shut my pie hole and get to working, because there's a lot to do. Never enough time to do it in. And I don't know how long I'm going to last today. My back is killing me from yesterday. All that bending and whatnot doesn't do me any good. I really need to improve my health. Recommendation for everybody: take care of your body. I've beat my body up over the years and I am really regretting it. Alrighty, well, here we go. This is very stiff and difficult to roll. You gotta, as you're going, you gotta twist it, but it's so stiff that it doesn't like to twist. I'm not really happy with this style of airline, but it's what I have. Where do I want to hang this? I don't know yet. And then the extension cords, this one at least, because it's a flat cable, they're not really all that easy to coil up in the first place. They're not meant to be coiled. They're meant to be rolled onto a drum and kept flat. But I don't really care if they coil nicely either. Just as long as they're, you know, halfway cleaned up and out of the way. Oh! And this thing, oh man, what a pain in the rump. I know it comes apart. I can't remember if it slides together or not though. No, it doesn't. The center section just comes out of here, and then you can connect here to here. But I don't ever need a short one. I always need a long one, so we'll keep this together. Well, there we are, most of the way done. What I need is a little hand broom. I don't have one. I don't know if I'll ever have a use for this, but no sense throwing it away when it works just fine. Alright, so there we are, all pushed up. Clean this section and I can put things where they actually belong. And then I can clean this corner section back here where you guys are at, which is where the ultrasonic cleaner is going to sit. Hum. Always a good idea to make sure your jump pack is charged. I don't know if that was in shot or not. This has got a pretty wide angle lens, GoPro. Yeah. I guess. Like I say, I need a hand brush. I want to knock the light out. Does this come off here? Oh yeah. There we go. whoever built this workbench, it seems like they built it out of scrap material. And they didn't do the greatest job, better than I probably could have done, but you know, I'm no woodworker. I don't like the big gaps. I wish I had some epoxy to fill the gaps and coat the top with. Maybe a future enhancement. One thing I do want to do though, maybe spray some paint on the cement blocks so they stop making so much dust. I don't really have the correct paint for cement, I don't think, although that 2X is pretty versatile. Let's see if it says cement on there. Rust-Oleum 2X Ultra Cover. Bonds to plastic, wood, metal, and more. Well, what's the more? Let's try it. There we go. Almost empty if you can't tell. I've got another can. 2 cans won't be enough to do all this though. Have a look at what my phone going off was all about, because it might be Lady Metal. Nope. It's Richard H. I have no idea what his message means. He's an odd bird sometimes. That's alright, so am I. Whew. Give you guys a better view. Clean some dust off the camera. Thankfully not on the lens. We'll give the lens a nice wipe too. Hope you guys enjoyed my big old fat thumb there. Oh, this is gonna be fun. These going out there, but where they really need to go is into the back of the pickup truck and up to the front corner of the yard to be given away for free. I don't think I want to move those just yet though. I think what I want to do is start putting stuff away. Underneath of there is a good spot for those jack stands, rather than have them out in the way. These are going to get stripped and repainted at some time too, but not today. And they're tall enough that they have to lay on their side to get in here. I don't think these other ones will. I think these other two will fit. The little baby ones. The rubber boot is cracked around the tip of the handle there. Look at the color difference. Orange, yellow. These sat outside for far too long in the sunshine. Before I opened them. Alright guys, I think that's actually going to do it for today, at least as far as the cleanup whatnot goes. I'm going to go and take care of some other business. So for now, I'd like to thank you all for watching, and as always, I will see you on the next one.